Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be working on a Lexus ES 350. I checked this car out a while back. The customer provided all their own parts through TRQ. Looks like new ignition coils, spark plugs. That's not the only problem though. Someone jimmy rigged the wiring going to the plug connector, so we're going to be replacing with new plug connectors. We're going to do away with the ghetto rig that I'm about to show you here in a few minutes. Let's get started. Got my tools basically set up how I want. This cover is going to be easy to remove because there's no snaps in it. Most people get intimidated looking at one of these because you can't see the engine. As you can see, these are just fancy little covers. We will have to remove the intake plenum. It simply just lifts up. Don't just do one continuous rip, make sure it pops loose good. Alright, so we're going to be rewiring because you can see the goo they used to hold the plugs on when they originally snapped in the first place. So let's get started. First thing we're going to want to do, let's get our tools where they're easily accessible. Anything that is fancy we don't want to get damaged, we'll set inside the car. When you got a scanner laying around, you want to put it up out of sight. It helps you keep an honest man honest. You'd much rather them run off with a set of wrenches than a couple $1,000 scanner. I got some water set up in case I get thirsty. Got a little energy drink. It's early in the morning in Virginia Beach. It's a little chilly today, but that's all right. I'm gonna try out my little pick set today. I got film. I'll use it several times. All right. So a lot of the sizes on this one are going to be 10 millimeter. So let's get our electric ratchet set up. At the end of the job, I keep a lot of extra snaps. If I have the right size, I'll make the lady happy and snap her little covers back on for her. Check the battery life. Pretty good. Got extra battery. Alright, first thing I want to do is unhook the battery. I had to do a demo test yesterday. I had 3 GoPro cameras. I found that one of them was getting hot and cutting off. I thought I was doing something wrong. Quick update about the GoPro. You could load, I was able to load 3 cameras in there, but you can't preview all 3 of them. You can only preview one. Preview option is pretty cool when you're doing it by yourself, because if you're looking at the preview screen and it goes blank, you know you hit the button or something turns it off. So we know we need a 10 millimeter. Now we're going to need some alien fingers. or long needle noses. I just set the cover to the side. I probably take more stuff out the way than I need to. You'll see that in some of my videos, but I'm a little OCD when it comes to things like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this bad boy off first. This is an older car, so we got to be aware on the clips that they can easily break. So that's where these little picks are gonna come in handy. I don't think I'm gonna need a whole set, but that looks like a good one I could work with. Use these a lot on a new car. It's gonna be something I like to get up under there and just lift it up a little bit. That way I don't break that little piece. I'm gonna take loose all the snaps. Gently twist and pull. Do that, twist and pull. Looks like we're gonna be able to kind of lift up. Let's go ahead and take loosen that pin and this one, just in case you find it's easier to take it one way or the other. Just like that. That way I can turn and get to this little thing with bobber right here. It's a little clip. Now that's loose. We're going to set that over here. That pushes forward a little bit. Get that out of your way. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take off this throttle body right here. It's also 10 millimeters. You're probably wondering, why is he taking the throttle body off? Can't he take it off with the whole intake? Well, you could, but then you got to worry about the little two coolant lines that are going to it. If you just simply take this off and lay it out the way like this, you don't got to worry about that. Okay, now you want to check out these hoses. As you can see, they're held on with a kind of a jerry rig setup, but you're going to find you a Phillips screwdriver. Just loosen that. Loosen that one. I don't like it one bit. It looks cheesy, kind of ghetto. So I may beautify this a little bit when I put it back on. Set that to the side for right now. Alright. Now you're going to want to simply do a little twist with a slight pull. Seems like type hose that could crack really easily, so don't play around too much with it. This hose can stay on there. Now we're going to come over here we're going to gently take this harness we're going to map it out all the way around. Put a little light back there. Alright, so next thing we're going to want to do is take off these bolts right here, each side. It's the strut support, center support. It's going to allow you to have access to the, put your arm in the back on hook stuff. It's a 14 millimeter. I'm going to use the impact, make quick work out of it. They were proud of that one. They were tighten that down. I'm gonna tell you from experience, if you're doing one of these and you got the time to order those plugs, I would do it every time on this one, because they do like to break when you push them down. You can be as gentle as possible and they still break. Problem is, once you glue them on and use that epoxy, let's get our little clip. All we gotta do is kind of gently get behind her and lift up on it. Give it a little wiggle. We save that clip. That's honestly your only hope in this situation. Okay, we got one hose back here. My finger strength was able to get that off. Sometimes you got a bracket hooked up, but just like I expected, looks like no one put the bolt back in on it. Oh yeah, they did. That's going to be a 12 millimeter. Okay, this bolt right here, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little 12 millimeter holding on the bracket. You're going to want to take that off. Set that to the side. Let's look on the other side. There should be another bracket on the other side. I'm gonna have to feel for it. Yeah, feel it. Looks like I'm going to be able to get it with a 12 swivel socket. That's my easiest method. I'm not going to go get the camera back there, but unless this thing's been altered with before, there's going to be a 12 right here, right up under the intake and wire harness right here. Have to feel for it. Find your best method. I think my best method is going to be to crack it loose with the regular ratchet. Let me see if I can fit a regular straight 12 on it and do the same thing. Might be possible. It would be easier. It's possible, but it gives us a weird angle, so let's go back to our original. I like doing this repair because on this particular Lexus engine, or Toyota engine pretty much, it's gonna be a huge improvement for the customer. They're gonna be super happy. All their power is gonna be restored. And you're pretty much gonna be a hero to them, as long as you do it correctly. Alright, I think I'm gonna add a 1-inch extension to this. Make it a little easier. This is my little mix set. It's miscellaneous stuff. Upsizers, downsizers, 1-inch extension. Okay, so I got, this is my setup. 1-inch extension, 12-inch swivel, or 12mm swivel, excuse me. Oh, heard it crack loose. Now I'm just gonna spin it loose. I think this may be the last one. Don't be surprised if this bolt's not there on your car, because a lot of people don't put them back. I say every other one I do, the bolt's usually not there. Also on this job, a lot of times I see the front 3 spark plugs are usually different than the back 3, because customer might take to some jet lab shop. They say, oh yeah, we'll do the tune-up. Well, unbeknownst to the customer, they just simply do the front 3. They don't care. Unfortunately, some people don't care about their work ethic. Alright, I think that's it. Alright, so now we're going to need some Allen sockets. We're going to take this up here. My set's a little rusty, I know. I get caught in the rain a lot doing jobs mobile. Okay. I'm going to find the right size. Alright, looks like a 5mm, but I double check, make sure. Yeah. So it's going to be a 5mm for the center ones. We're going to want to do a good setup like this. We're going to need this because we're doing 10mm bolts too. Well, make sure it's down in there good. Slowly turn it till you hit bolt crack. Then you just spin it up. Your little finger. Might have to wiggle it a little bit. I always like to get the harder ones first. Alright, so we know that was a 5. There's our 12. We know we're going to need that. Let's try to stay organized on this one especially. We'll go ahead and put everything back. That's another one of those bolts. I'll keep this set up here because I know I'm going to need it again. 12 Phillips pick. Good vice grips to hold up what you need to hold up there. Her shocks are wore out. She thought by putting grease on it that it was going to help. It actually made it worse. Alright, now we want to... The reason why I'm stopping and cleaning up tools is because I can't find the 10mm. When that happens, I just regroup. There it is. Alright. So now we got the 10mm. We're going to take loose these two outsides. Now we want to gently lift up on this. That's how we're going to be able to tell. We're going to tilt it over. Make sure the gaskets are in great shape. Like I said, these gaskets are reusable. So let's set this over here, out the way. Now we got access to the rear ignition coils. Before we get started on that, we want to protect our engine by inserting our fancy bolt stoppers. We don't want to drop a bolt down in there. If you have some cardboard, lay a piece of cardboard across it. I got to do quite a bit of prep work, so I'm going to start one wiring job, okay, and then I'm probably going to edit out all the other ones. I'm just going to show you one really good detail on one. So we want to take the ignition coil out, take the bolt, pull this out. We could probably work this out. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the process of replacing the wire, the spark plug, and ignition coil on that one cylinder. And then I'm going to cruise through the rest of it. We're going to have a little technique. Hopefully I got a razor blade up in here somewhere. I'm working in an apartment complex that has an apartment truck.
200 yards of wood. I'd hate to have to walk back there.
I know this is going to be aggravating, but you got to focus on every single connector. You do not want to have to go back and redo this once you do it. I had to shorten this one a little bit, so that's why I heated that up. One of the connections didn't hold. That's why it's so important to take your time. That phone call distracted me. Make sure that wire stays up inside of there. Give it a really good tight squeeze. Slide that back over that. Alright. Got one more. We're gonna do the other one. Guess we have to do the other one up a little higher. We'll go as far as we can go. About right there. I originally wanted to do this video with these cool connectors that I ordered off of Amazon that I've used before. A customer had some. They got solder in the middle, you heat them up. Oh shoot. And they like how I just showed you right there, you would heat them up, the solder makes the connection, and then the solder would make the connection, and then the heat shrink would also melt around it at the same time. Pretty neat. But I couldn't find them. My wife must have got them mixed up with the Christmas present somewhere. And I just want to get out here and get this job done. After I'm done with this one, I'm gonna pause recording and hop back on so I can jam through this wiring. But like I said, I'm just showing you how I would do the one, and then I'll finish up showing you the tune-up and everything after I'm done with this. I guess you would say I'm doing this repair the way I would want somebody to do it for me. If I took it to a shop or had paid someone to do it. The reason why I staggered them is you don't want a big ball of new connectors if you go to cover them up, beautify them at the end. We'll see in a minute if my plan works. Alright, that should do the trick. Now, let me show you what I was thinking. It's a product by Dorman. I mean, these things been around for years. Hopefully I got the right width. Figure out about how long we want. We'll cut about that much. Do a nice clean cut with a razor blade. Let's loop it over the top of the wire. Oh wait. Remember, there's a little piece that I gotta take out of here. Probably have to use the zip tie. As you can see, it wants to tuck back over. But it's got a nice clean look to it. We're gonna do the rest of them the same way, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so I got the wiring how I wanted in the front. Now we're gonna work on the back. You're gonna want to take off the 10mm nut right here, 10mm bolt here, 10mm bolt here. This bracket also needs to be out the way. So you want to simply spin this off. You will not be able to pull this coil up without this bracket being on. Little bracket set up here. It's a 12mm bolt. Alright, so what we want to do, pull these off. Like I said, the clips are broken on all this, so if you got clips on yours, just take a pick, take your time. These are glued on with epoxy. So mine are gonna be a little harder to take off. I don't know what kind of epoxy they use, but that stuff's pretty strong. Alright, let's get something with some leverage. A little flathead or something. That's that epoxy right there. And that plug just totally destroyed. I guess since this one's so far in the back, they want to make sure. Okay. So I got that plug off. I halfway broke it, so. But in my case, I'm replacing this stuff anyway. I don't want to lose that piece, so I know what side. I lift it up out the way. Now we're going to take the 3 10mm bolts off. Back here, I'll just use a 10 swivel. My electric ratchet. Kind of manipulate this stuff out the way. Let's get the bolts out first. Alright, I should be able to just pull these up. Kind of an awkward position, really. Alright, so this one's coming up. Let's get this one up out the way. Get this one up out the way. May have to manipulate these a little bit, just kind of gently pull it forward. This one's going to be a little trickier. You can kind of just manipulate it enough, get it coming up. You're going to have to we're gonna have to take this little plug up. One of these got to have a little deal to it. Maybe I'll take off one fuel injector plug, push it backwards. Yeah, it's looking like that's gonna work. Give us a little bit more room, baby. Come on. There she is. Alright. Let's get rid of these because they're trash. Now we want to do the spark plug. We may not be able to use that big long one that we were using, but let's check it out and see. Yeah, let's make a different one. Go to our spark plug socket tool. Find another 5/8. Do like that and add another 2-inch extension to it. Fell straight through this, okay. Toss these. We'll get that one that fell later. Alright, let's get these other 3 new ones in there. All these platinum iridium ones come pre-gap. Always check, make sure the ends aren't smashed. They could fall off the shelf, get smashed, shut. These all look good. Now we're gonna gently slide down each hole. Do a little inventory of our stuff we don't need. Those balloons up. Alright, now we want to get them all started by hand. Just kind of snug. Alright. Alright, so we're done with all the spark plug sockets. We're definitely still using crimpers. In the 10. Alright, this kit is done. Close that off. Set up the way. Alright. Now let's get the other 3 ignition coils set up in place. Store stuff in the trash. We're going to try to stay somewhat organized as we do this. Let's come over here. We'll start with the hard one first that we had to work our butt off to get out. And it goes in like that. Sets in place. $10mm. Next one kind of got pull forward. Set down. What? Another 10mm. Next one. Pull down. Put it in place. 10mm. Got it all started. We're gonna grab our 10 that we're using. It's still the 1-inch extension. Go ahead and tighten up these 10s. All right, now I'll come back after I finish wiring. Basically, I'm going to take the same process as we did when I showed you this one onto the back. Might be a little harder to get to, but I don't really think so. You actually got a little more room that you can loop the wire back there, but we'll see. All right, so I finished wiring up all the wires, the front ones, the back ones. The backs were a little easier than I thought they were going to be. They said there's a little more room. I just used the whole wire. So first thing we want to do is put this little bracket back on. It's 12 millimeter, but we just want to get it finger tight. My battery's dead on that. Bit time consuming doing this wire harness on a Saturday. Everybody and their moms call me for repair, but I'm gonna stay focused. I'm not gonna get sidetracked. You'll be a lot more frustrated as you get done with a job and find out you gotta take it back apart. Alright. Now next thing we want to do, we're gonna put all these 10 millimeters back in place that we took out and move them around. Remember this, we're gonna put this fuel injector back in. Push this little thing back down. We got a nut that goes on here, a bolt that goes on this, another bolt that goes on this. And we just removed those to get a little wiggle room. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and tighten up that, that. Next we're gonna pull these out. We're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get this intake back on. Keep one in your hand. You simply just want to it's really soft aluminum, so just want to get some of that crud that kicked up on it. I don't recommend using a whiz wheel. It might look shiny, but it's not gonna be flat. I like to use one and then go back to another new one. Let's go up one more time. Do it yourself, or just thinking, I want to clean down in there. Don't do that. It'll mess up the way the engine runs. I'm going to simply just do it like this. I'm going to wipe it. Alright, now we're going to look at this. This is going to go back on first. I'm going to make sure gently wipe the surfaces and dust We already got a little lube on her. These may want to try to fall off on you, so you want to do it gentle as possible. We're gently going to rotate it. Gravity check. Alright, now we're going to gently put it in place. Let it rest. Alright, now we're going to grab all of our bolts. This is the part I want y'all to pay attention to. Do not tighten down any bolt until you get them all started. Hand spin the back ones first. With your 5mm Allen wrench socket. Alright, before I tighten those up, I'm going to get all these started. With the two 12mm bracket bolts in the back. I'm going to hand spin them in. And there's one on this side. You may have to wiggle it a little bit. That one started. Let's go to the other side, get the other one started. And if you remember right, you're not going to be able to see this one. You got to kind of feel for it. It's right up under this wire harness right here. I'm going to use the deep well to get it started and spin it in place. Can't tell if I'm on it or not. Okay, I feel like it started. So I'm gonna spin this, and now that I know it started, I feel comfortable to let off on it. Alright, now I'm gonna come out here. I'm going to tighten these up in a circular pattern. Go ahead and tighten these up. One more little crank. I'm going to switch over to the 10. Put an extension. Some extensions over here. simply just get a 12. We know we're going to do done with that swivel 10, but we know we're going to use a swivel 12 over there, but this one we're just going to tighten up with a regular 12. That's sufficient. We're going to fish our swivel 12 under there. Give it a couple good cranks. Right, now we can start putting stuff back together. That snaps there. That's on there. It's on this swivel 12 and the 1-inch tension. Alright, next we're going to put on 10mm bolts to hold on the throttle body. We removed the throttle body so we didn't have to deal with any kind of coolant. Alright, now we want to simply snug them. These I just crisscross. Generally, a lot of this stuff's gonna lay right where you want it. This hose can be brittle, so you want to gently just move it, slide it off. Nothing real crazy. Okay, this hose is gonna end up going over there. We want to start removing stuff that we don't need anymore. Take this air filter and kind of dust it off. You definitely can use a new air filter. Alright. Okay, I just realized we missed something. Gotta take one of those tins back out. That's why we always want to double check. That bracket needs to go. So I just pull it out. Little bracket that's got to sit up in there. All right, next we want to get air hose assembly set up. We know this is going to go on like this. That can go on there. We got a little hose back here that's going to go back on here. We're going to have a large vacuum leak. It goes to the booster. We know that's going to snap up in there like that. Still yet to locate the hose that goes. Okay, I know that's the hose that we're gonna beautify a little bit. All right, this gotta slide up in here first. And just go past the point. Clips might be in our way a little bit. And then pull back. Make sure the clips are out of the way. We clip all that. Then we want to clip in the mass airflow sensor. And don't forget, we tightened up, or we loosened up both of these because we weren't sure, so make sure they're both tight. That goes in there. This comes over here. So let's go ahead and tighten this up. Let's tighten this up. Let's take a peek at this hose, that's all.
I have a question, bro. You work on Lexus? I got a 2020, I'm just asking.
Yeah, if you want, I'm doing a YouTube video right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry, man.
If you want to check back me about like 10 minutes, or
No.
see that black truck over there? Just snap a picture of the side of the door and text me the info.
I got you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Take all this crap off here. This looks ugly. These clamps are just kind of ghetto. See if I got any other different clamps that look nicer. Yeah, that one looks a little nicer. That one looks a little nicer. See if we got enough room to work with us. It might be stretched to the max, we'll see. I might go just go ahead and slice off that ugly part without slicing our finger. Let's see if we can't slide this bad boy down here. Looks so much cleaner. Beautiful. Looks like it's gonna be a 7mm. I'm not gonna hit it with air because I want to get it just right. Goal is you want it to look like it's never been off. That's a lot more tighter. Alright, next. Set this filling up the legs, get some of these razor blades. I got plenty of them, so I'm gonna toss them. Trash. I put a few up in my little kit for later. I'll put them in my little sleeve kit, leftover electrical parts. Keep them all in one container. I'm not worried about having them real organized right now. We got a little bit of this left over. I like to keep a little backpack, that electrical stuff. Alright, now this would be a good time to go ahead and put the support back on. Remember, it's 4 14mm nuts. Something to get our 3/8 impact. Come on, started. You can multitask and pick up little pieces as you're got your blood flowing good. Put that tool in there because you're done with that. You're done with this tool. You're done with that tool. You're done with the 12 extension. This is a screwdriver. Close that up. Everybody likes to keep their tools a certain way. If the cases are closed, I know at least everything's back uniform. Okay, I'm looking for my little downsizer. Alright, that case is back. I like to keep my downsizer on my long quarter in my set. And I do got an Allen to put back in here. I didn't know I shut it. 5mm. The only thing we should still have left is our 10mm on our ratchet, but we're going to need that because we got to hook the battery back up and put 2 more bolts for this piece back in. That snaps right there. A little pick set. It won't stay together long, but as long as I can keep it. Set that there. Trash. Go to the positive side first. do the negative. Now we want to do the 10mm bolts. They go right here. Still a little small. And you see like that goes don't take a lot. Alright, let's see how this thing starts. On a perfect day, she's gonna start out perfect. As you see, I got my scanner prepared just in case. I'm gonna let it idle, don't give it no gas. Let the computer adjust the idle. Alrighty, I'm noticing that all the cylinders are hitting perfectly, and I obviously wired up the connectors correctly. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you watching my video. If you need any advice or any insights, just